6, special teams.
When it comes to the game of football, offense and defense seem to get all the attention, while the third phase is often overlooked. That's special teams. And the man in charge of that unit for the Giants is Thomas McGaughey. Having success in the kicking game certainly requires an emphasis on fundamentals. But for him, even more important is what fuels a player to step on the field.
It's hard to play special teams and do it at a high level if you don't love it. You know, if you don't love football. You know, you watch the real Peppers, watch him play and the passion that he plays with. He loves ball. As a special teams unit, you got to be smart and you got to be tough. And if you have those two things, I think a lot of things will take care of themselves.
While those characteristics may not be rare across the NFL landscape, the opposite is true for current head coaches with a special teams background. They are far and few, and that's not lost on McGaughey, considering he works under one of them, making his job a lot easier.
So many times I've been on the staff where the head coach could care less about special teams. Half the battle for a special teams coach when you're with a head coach and they won't give you the players that you need to be successful. And then as soon as it's bad, they're pointing the finger right at you. You know, so having Joe as a head coach has been awesome because he gets it. Like, he understands it and he sees it through our lens. And also he sees the big picture as the head coach.
You can't just turn and catch, you got that? You got to step and strike into him. All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's go, everybody, let's go. Slay, that's it right there, right? You got to come up and through to get that ball.
It's not a discussion about how important it is, and you don't have to fight for guys because the head coach already knows, okay, you got these guys. So it's been really good, it's been refreshing, and I've learned a ton from it.
McGaughey's love and passion for special teams didn't develop overnight. Like many others, he was initially attracted to the offensive side of the ball and looked to produce highlight reel catches as part of one of the most prolific offenses in college football history.
Born in Chicago, moved to Houston in 1980. I was a wide receiver in high school. And I remember, being recruited by the University of Houston. At that time, the run and shoot offense that the University of Houston ran was the #1 offense in the country.
It's the most feared offense in college football, the Houston run and shoot.
I could envision myself catching 100 passes and, all of that good stuff. And I was there for a year, and a lot of things changed in that year. I switched positions. I went from wide receiver to defensive back. We had a coaching change, and then they changed our quarterback to free safety. That bumped me out of a spot. So all of my dreams of being a big-time wide receiver went out the door pretty quick. I had to find a way to get on the field because I was, super competitive, and I didn't want to be that guy that, came in as a highly recruited player and then all of a sudden he just disappeared. So I was going to find my way somehow back onto the field and contribute. And that's where Frank Gans stepped in. Frank Gans Jr. was my special teams coordinator. He turned my football life around. He made me view it through a different lens, and it made me want to coach, it really did, because of the command he had in the room, the way he got the players to play for him, and that's where it all started.
It's on the far side of the field and goes down the sideline, did not kick out of bounds, gets a great roll for Houston inside the 15.
I had a love for special teams, I really did, and it was just a passion of mine. It was a great experience, playing defensive back, playing in the Southwest Conference, playing big-time Division I football.
I think they got it. Maybe Houston did come up with a ball. Onside kick, recovered by Houston.
It was fun, it really was.
While McGaughey redefined his football career, he actually stood out in another sport, where speed also proved to be an advantageous skill.
I also ran track in college, and I got a chance to be around greatness. Carl Lewis was the fastest man in the world at the time, and I was on the track with him for 2 years, all the time, him and Leroy Burrell.
Ray Stewart with a quick start. Burrell is there. Mitchell is also running well, and Christie. Burrell with a short lead. Here comes Lewis. Carl Lewis! 9.86! New world record!
Just to have those guys, be able to watch those guys every day, how they train, how they prepare, It really opened my eyes up to just professional sports in general.
McGaughey's professional sports journey began on the gridiron, ultimately landing a spot on Philadelphia's practice squad. That role provided him the opportunity to play in NFL Europe in 1997 and helped the Barcelona Dragons post a very memorable season.
Back then, it was a developmental league, and there was an allocation program, so teams would pick like guys that were on a practice squad, and they would send them over there to play. I was a defensive back, and I was a long snapper. It was a great experience. And going to Barcelona, living in Spain, literally, I could open up my hotel room door and throw a rock into the Mediterranean. That's how close we were to the ocean. I can't begin to tell you, just seeing the different countries in Germany and Amsterdam and just all different places, just the UK I'd never been before. And we ended up winning the World Bowl that year. The experience of winning the World Bowl, playing with John Kitna and a lot of great players, Leroy Glover, Tyree Davis, it was an incredible experience. It really was.
And now the celebrations will begin. Jack Bicknell and the Barcelona Dragons are champions of the World League.
And just to be able to go out and experience those things was incredible. It really was.
7 man, load is left. We got 5 guys to the left, right? We got 2 on the right. All right, here we go. 7 man, load left. Blue.
The knowledge McGaughey gained through his travels as a player prepared him to make the jump to the coaching ranks. He served as the Kansas City Chiefs assistant special teams coordinator, then assumed the same role with the Denver Broncos, before landing with the Giants for his first stint in 2007 and helping them win Super Bowl 42. As he racked up the frequent flyer miles in the NFL, he quickly learned the value of relationships.
I had 4 moves in 5 years. It was tough on my family. LSU 13, Jets 14, San Francisco 15, Carolina 16, 17, and that's tough. But at each stop, it's people. To me, coaching is relationships. Life is relationships, so you got to treat, the guy that's picking up the trash just like you treat the owner. It's no different. And before you walk in the door, your reputation precedes you.
McGaughey's reputation has only strengthened over the years, especially in 2018, when he received a cancer diagnosis. Instead of taking time off to rest from the chemotherapy treatment, he persevered and kept coaching the Giants special teams unit, a true sign of his ability to deal with adversity on and off the field.
I had a job to do. So my loyalty to this organization goes deep. And I didn't want to let anybody down. You know what I mean? Does that make sense, right? So I didn't want anybody to feel sorry for me because my situation was what it was. You know what I mean? So I got a job to do. Every day when I got up, I didn't want anything to change, right? So my job is to come in and coach special teams. I'm not going to feel sorry for myself because I'm going through a situation. It is what it is. So, okay, it's game week, okay, I feel like crap after the 3rd day of this chemo. Okay, let me go in this office real quick, close the door, and lay down for a little sec. You know what I mean? So, okay, when I feel better, I'll get up. And I had to do that from time to time. Sometimes I had to grab some towels and just literally lay on the floor in my office and just put them down like a pillow and just lay there because it was rough. But I wasn't looking for any sympathy. That's just life. Life happens to everybody. So as I'm going through it, I did my thing and I got past it. Thank God.
All right, here we go. Good. 6 up. Solid. Set.
Adjusting and adapting has defined Thomas McGaughey's life, which is why it's so fitting his path led him to coach special teams, a facet of the game that encompasses so many different aspects of football.
You get a chance to coach the whole game, the blocking, the tackling, the fundamentals, the techniques, get guys to do something they don't want to do and make them love it. And that's the challenge of being a special teams coach, because everybody wants to play offense and defense.
Pad level is paramount. Here we go.
Just to be able to impact men in a positive way and just show them that, it takes all 3 phases to play as one in order to get to where you want to be, not just offense or not just defense.